Greetings, ghouls and ghosts. It is I, Douglas at Drown Boy Productions, and today we're going to be taking a look at some of the masks from the MTV Scream series. So recently, Jennifer and I have been rewatching the MTV Scream series. Well, I say we've been rewatching. I've been rewatching. She's never seen the first two seasons before, but I watched the show when it originally came out. So after rewatching the series and being reminded of my love for the show, which goes very, very deep, by the way, because the first mask unboxing for this channel was actually a mask unboxing for a Brandon James mask, I thought to myself, you know, I haven't really figured out what I wanted to do for Halloween this year. Maybe I'll be Brandon James again. After all, that's what I was for Halloween 4 or 5 years ago. And unfortunately, I don't own the costume that I used to own, so I went ahead and naturally bought another Brandon James mask to use for Halloween this year. Well, while waiting for that mask to come in, Jennifer and I have been doing some mask hunting here and there when we can, and I came across a couple of these, but only picked up one. I'm sure for any of you who have seen the series, you know what this is automatically, but for those of you who don't, this is one of the plastic skull masks that was used in the show by Jake and Will when they were extorting Brooke's father for money. And, I mean, it's a pretty simple mask. Obviously, you can get these at, like, Ultimate Parties and Party Cities and stuff like that, usually just for around $5. I don't know why I haven't really picked up one before. I guess it's just because it was kind of an oddball mask of sorts. It wasn't one of the killer masks, and it really wasn't used for much other than a couple shots in a few episodes. But still, yet again, I don't know why I passed it up. For $5, another addition to the mask collection, a great piece, so I had to pick one up when I came across it this year. But that's not why we're here today. No, no, no. In fact, we're here for a Brandon James mask. So the original Brandon James mask that I owned was actually a fiberglass recast of the original Fun World plastic masks that was done by Nightmare Fuel Studios. It was a great mask. I had it for many, many years. Of course, it being fiberglass, it held up well. But I think I ended up selling or trading that one off a while ago, and I haven't had a Brandon James mask in quite a while. Now, what we're about to take a look at is the TV Killer V3. I've owned the V1 and the V2, and they're both very different. I would say the V1 was really, really cool and stylized. It looked a bit more human than some of the later versions, but of course the mask itself, while being reminiscent of a human, wasn't exactly human itself. And Oz has done a couple resculpts since then, hence why we have the version 3. I ordered this, I believe, like 6 weeks ago, exactly to the date, and it is just now arriving, but it turned out immaculate. I already did an unboxing on this thing, and I was going to upload the unboxing, but I wasn't quite happy with it because it was just a pretty generic, bland, basic unboxing. So instead I thought I would do more of a review of the mask. So let's have a look, shall we? So here we have it. The Oz TV Killer Brandon James V3 mask. Now, this one is a little bit different than most of his standard versions. His standard versions, of course, are painted pretty nice and accurately. However, they look more like the Season 2 mask. The Season 2 masks do differ a little bit from the Season 1 masks in just the way that it's painted. Of course, there were several copies of the original masks that were made for filming, and those were used in various different scenes. But I wanted a very, very specific look for this mask, and I had a few behind-the-scenes pictures showing some of the Scream used masks when they were being made and painted, so I sent those over to Oz and asked him just to scrutinize a little bit with the paint on this, and he did not disappoint at all. So as far as paint's concerned, I think it's pretty perfect. Next thing to touch on is what it's made of and just, you know, the strapping of the whole thing. It is made of a high-impact plastic. Now, what that means is it's a pretty sturdy plastic. I wouldn't necessarily go bashing it with a baseball bat or anything. Obviously, you could get some damage to your paint, or you could just damage the mask itself, but for the most part, this shouldn't be really a weak or fragile mask. Some of his older ones, I think, were a little bit thinner plastic, because I've owned, like I said, the TV Killer V1 and 2, and I think those might have been pulled from a different plastic, more so the V1 than the V2. But regardless, the pulls on these copies are very, very nice. As you can see, it's got some flex to it, but it holds its shape very, very well. Next thing to touch on is the strapping system. Now this is pretty interesting. So Oz was making these pretty much since the show premiered, and I think he was one of the first people really to start making replicas. And one thing he did inaccurately, which is not entirely his fault, was a 5-point strap system. Originally it used to be the 3 that come up here, you know, the 2 side top straps and the center top strap, and then you've got 2 around the neck. Originally, it used to come to a 5-point O-ring connector. That's how he did it on the old school copies. Obviously, these have been updated with more accurate strapping systems, which of course should be, like I said, the 3-point strap system up top with slider buckles. And then you've got the neck strap down here with a slider buckle as well, so you can unfasten it, tie it around the back of your neck, and it's comfortable for wear. Another difference I'm noticing is a lack of padding on the inside, which isn't really a big deal. I believe some of his older ones, I could be wrong, yet again, it's been years and years since I've owned them, but I think some of his older ones had, of course, the main foam square up top, and then some on the cheeks. However, on the updated ones, all you have is a singular piece of foam here on the forehead, which actually works just fine. I have already worn this thing a few times, and it's completely comfortable to wear, and I would recommend this to pretty much anyone. And what I mean by anyone is, of course, people want to know, oh, is it fathead friendly? Is it fathead friendly? Yes, you've got elastic straps. Of course, anything can be adjusted if need be, and it's a face plate. Obviously, it can fit pretty much anybody, including myself. I have a large neck. I'm sure you guys have never noticed before, but it even fits me pretty damn well. Another great thing about this mask is the price point. With most other artists, you could be paying upwards of $100 for something, and then you would also have a long wait. Pretty nice mask as well. But with Oz, these are only $75 plus shipping, at least I think so. I think mine turned out to be $87 shipped exactly, which is pretty cheap, and even with the weight, I am extremely, extremely pleased with the way this mask turned out. Which, I mean, of course, I wouldn't expect anything less than perfect from Oz. Oz does some really, really amazing work, and he has been doing so for many, many years in the community. I'm sure most of you guys already know who he is and you're aware of his work. However, if you aren't, please go check him out. He does have a YouTube, he does have an Instagram, and of course, you can always check him out on Facebook as well. And guys, if you're interested in one of these masks or any of the other awesome products that Oz offers, go check them out on his website, and I'll be sure to put the link to that in the description below. Well guys, I think that about wraps it up for the mask review. I hope you all enjoyed it, and while I have your attention, I was going to tell you I did have something really, really special planned this year for Halloween. I was thinking about doing maybe a really awesome Halloween special, maybe on something really unique that you guys haven't seen before. But unfortunately, I guess viewership really hasn't been what I thought it would be. Not many people have been sharing videos, liking, commenting, that type of thing, and overall performance on the channels just went way, way down. And I'm kind of discouraged a bit. I don't really know what to do with this whole YouTube thing. Of course, this all started just for fun and as something to entertain people, but as I've grown older, life has taken its toll and I haven't really had as much time to focus on the channel. And even though the channel is slowly but surely crawling up in subscribers, I can't help but feel as if the channel itself is dying. The only thing more dead than this channel is Brandon James himself. And you know what, guys? If we can get to 9,000 subscribers, 9,000, that's all I'm asking for. And that's just a few hundred subscribers. I've been gaining a few hundred this month already. We've been slowly climbing up there. I was hoping to have hit 10K already, but 9K is the next best thing. So maybe if we can get to 9K, I'll reconsider releasing that very, very special Halloween video. Well, guys, I think that about wraps it up for today's video, so I hope you all enjoyed it. Colton, how many times do I have to tell you not to call me while I'm filming?
Hello, Douglas. Who told you you could wear my mask?
Your mask? You mean the mask that I bought to dress as the killer for Halloween?
So you want to dress like a killer? You're gonna have to prove you've got the guts to do what it takes to be a killer. Halloween night, I want to see something special that cuts deep. Something that'll really get the blood flowing. So unless you want to end up in pieces, you'll release that video and show everyone what you've been keeping secret. No more tricks, only treats.
Well guys, it would appear that I have a special to start filming. Alright guys, so there you have it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I want to give a special thanks and shout out to Mike Vaughn for being featured in today's video. Most of you out there know who Mike is, but many of you may not know the name to go with the voice. Of course, Mike is the voice of Brandon James, aka The Killer from the MTV Scream series. But it doesn't just stop there. Mike has quite the crazy IMDb page if you want to go check that out. His work has been featured in many TV shows as well as video games, actually. Quite the video game list. If you guys aren't already following him on his social medias, I'll be putting them on screen as well as in the description below. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Or don't, it doesn't matter. We're all going to die anyway. I'll see you all on Halloween.
Douglas, you're breaking up. Douglas. Doug, you're breaking up. Can you...